Bare and Complete with Lauren Fairchild, 100% acceptance and empowerment for women. Hi, I'm Lauren Fairchild. I'm so excited to have you here on the first episode of Bare and Complete. And this is really an important channel for me because really being a woman is actually amazing. And I think that it's completely magical when we lean into it. The problem is that ever since we're little girls, we learn things about the world and how the world works, right? So over time we realize how we're supposed to behave, how we're supposed to look like, what we're supposed to say and do, how we're supposed to do our hair, how we're supposed to look. All of these things end up actually putting masks on ourselves. We end up kind of covering ourselves up. And sometimes, on an unconscious level, when it all becomes too much and too confusing, we end up actually hiding a lot of parts of ourselves. And what that really does is it shuns our power, it disconnects us from that amazing magic that it means to be a woman. Because when we are fully embodied in our woman energy, in our goddess energy, that's a really beautiful and empowering thing. So, this channel, Bare and Complete, is all about cutting through the bullshit that we have been taught both consciously and unconsciously through our lives, growing up from a little girl up into being women, full adult women. And really, I am excited to really take you through a journey, and every episode will have a different theme and a different topic. And the purpose is just to get real about it, to just bear it all on that topic, to really see it through life experiences and really kind of shine a light on all of the stories and all of the meaning that we put on things. And through doing that, we're bearing it all and we're unveiling and unmasking it so that at the end of it, the end of each episode, you can see whatever that topic was for what it really is and how it's been impacting your life and how you express yourself and how you feel comfortable in the world. And then once we do this, you'll see that you become more and more complete and more whole in terms of how you are as a woman, how you accept yourself, and then the empowerment that that brings on the next level. So that is why the channel is called Bare and Complete, because when we unmask all of this shit and stuff that's been kind of laid on throughout our whole lives, we realize at the end of it that we are whole and we're perfect just the way we are as women. And we have access to these amazing abilities and magic of being a woman and that goddess power. And I just want to make it clear that this, in absolutely no way, shape, or form, is about hating on men whatsoever. I love men. I love being a woman, though. And this is about reconnecting to being a woman and what makes us unique and us special and us powerful as being a woman. So I'm excited to have you here and for you to not miss any episodes. Please subscribe to this podcast and really get the benefits. So just set the intention at the start of each episode to really hear what you need to hear for you in order to break through whatever masks you have on for that particular topic. Because it's really interesting from an unconscious mind, we put these masks on as a way to protect ourselves as women and as individuals. And we don't often feel safe. We can often feel uncomfortable or almost feel resistance to even hearing these things when someone is sharing them. So, if you're finding that you are actually really uncomfortable in an episode or have a lot of resistance, then please double down on it and even listen to it again so that you're really getting the full benefit of it. Just a little cheeky tip, because ultimately, our unconscious mind is doing everything for us to keep us safe. And that includes all of these masks we've put on ourselves through growing up and in our adulthood as a way to protect ourselves. But Bare and Complete will show you that being a woman is safe. Being a woman in your full power and in your full magic is absolutely amazing and empowering. So I really want that for every woman out there. Beautiful. So today, our first topic that we're going to be going through is all around the body, and more specifically around body image. And this is going to be a really powerful topic because out of every single woman that I know, I can only think of one person who does not have issues with their body. And even though I haven't heard them talk about their body in a negative way, they could potentially also have issues with their body and they just don't share it. Because a lot of these things as well, if you think about it, is we keep it to ourselves. It's all private thoughts in our head, private conversations in our head. And we don't often actually share with others, even with our closest friends or family members or partners. We don't really share fully what's going on. There is some vulnerable moments where I'm sure people have had where they do look to another person to ask, okay, do I look okay in this outfit? Or, do I look too flabby or do I look fat in this? But really, ultimately, we keep all of these feelings and thoughts to ourselves. So we're going to be talking about body image today, specifically about body weight and how we talk to ourselves around our body, how we think about ourselves around our body. And I want you to really connect with what messages in today's episode are going to be powerful for you. And the reason this topic is so, 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 so important is because we are living in our body. We're not living in anyone else's body. We're just in our body. So if we have body issues with ourselves, and it's not even about what the weight you are, okay? It doesn't matter if you have a goal weight in mind and you think you're overweight, and until you reach that goal weight, you're going to be happy. It's not about that. I know people who are at their goal weight and they're still not happy with their body, or they still have certain issues. Might be a certain area of the body that still bothers them, or when they're getting dressed, they still are panicking about how they look in the mirror and in those clothes, even when they are at their goal weight or at the slimmest they've been. So it isn't just a topic that is specific for people who may feel like for themselves they are overweight or not where they want to be with their weight. It's even for people who are at their goal weight, and it's even for people who are underweight and, feel like they don't look healthy, or they look too skinny, or things like that as well. So it's across the board. And as I said, I only know one person in the whole world, one woman, that I don't know if she has body issues or not. So based on that, in my whole life, I'd say that 99% of women have body image issues, or at least have had it at one point in their life. It is a massive topic. I know that people have talked about this topic before in other instances. It's nothing new, but it is almost an epidemic, because for us as women, if you're not feeling comfortable in your body, how are you going to feel empowered? How are you going to accept yourself? How are you going to express yourself in the world? You just can't. You can't do it on the same level as you would if you were able to be totally comfortable and totally accepting of your body. So, in today's episode, it is not about changing how you are. It's not about going on a diet. It's not about anything like that. What we're going to be actually talking about is how we talk about our bodies, how we think about our bodies, how we feel about our bodies, and what impact that actually has on our lives and on the lives of the people around us. And then we're going to be talking about different tools that you can use, different strategies, different mindset, different way of thinking to be able to actually smash through these beliefs and feel comfortable in the body that you're in right now in this very moment. Because you don't need to change anything about you in order to feel comfortable in your body. And I also want to clarify that no matter what weight you are, if you want to lose weight and get to a goal weight, that's totally fine. Feel free to do that. But it doesn't mean that you can't love and accept your body where you're at right now. So it's not about changing your goals either and just accepting, okay, well, I am just going to stay where I'm at. If you don't want to stay where you're at, that's totally fine. I just want to illustrate that those things are separate as well. So, in terms of my own personal experience, ever since I was 14 years old, I have had weight issues, body image issues. And throughout that time, I'm now 39, almost 40. So, it is a big chunk of my life. And throughout that time, I have put on weight, I have lost weight, I have been overweight, I have been a healthy weight, I have been underweight. And really, ultimately, what I have learned at all of those stages is that I was truly never happy anyway. Even when I was at my lowest weight, there was still something not right. My thighs were still too big or too rounded. Okay, so no matter what situation you're in, there's always going to be something about your body. I know we're specifically talking about weight right now, but this also looks at things like cellulite as well, or skin dermatitis, or what my family calls chicken skin, or all different types of things. So no matter what, there's always something wrong with our body. And the problem with this, as you can tell, and as I've already alluded to, is that when you're not comfortable in your own body, you feel like shit. Just calling it what it is. Let's really dive in and bear the truth on this, okay? If you're talking to yourself and feeling gross in your body because you think you look too fat, or you think you're too fat, or you think you're too skinny, or you think, oh, okay, my stomach's flat but my arms are a bit flabby, or whatever it might be for you, really think about this for a moment. Think about how you talk to yourself. If you feel nervous when you're getting dressed in the morning and looking in the mirror, and I, if you're not coming to the mirror and to that experience with love and gentleness, then chances are you're coming to that experience as self-hate, negative self-talk. Oh, I look gross. Ew, I look disgusting. Oh my God, I can't wear this. I've got to get changed. What outfit can I wear that I can hide my body, or hide this part of myself, or hide my stomach today? And ultimately, at the just that experience alone, we have so much self-hate in that moment. Because imagine talking to your best friend in the way that you've just talked to yourself in that moment. You would never do it. And really, we talk to ourselves as if we're our enemy. And I want that to sink in, because when you're talking to yourself like you're the enemy, like you're the worst person in the world, like you're the most disgusting person in the world, like you've got the grossest body in the world, what do you think that does to you on an unconscious level? Do you think that you feel safe in that moment? Do you think that you feel loved in that moment? Absolutely not. And the problem with that is, if we're getting this behavior and this talk by ourselves, then that is stemming these thoughts and feelings that are actually self perpetuating, by the way. And if we don't even talk to ourselves in a nice way to feel safe in our own body, how can we be expected for our unconscious mind and even our conscious mind to walk out the door and interact with the external world or external people when we haven't even interacted with ourselves in a love and a supportive way? Because ultimately, if we don't have this self-love and self-respect for our own bodies, why would we feel safe entering the world and expect others to have respect for ourselves and respect for our body? It just wouldn't. So your programming then becomes on a subconscious level about, I'm gross, I don't look good, I don't feel comfortable, this isn't the body for me, I don't like myself. And then you're out in the world and you're putting on a mask. I am one of the most confident people I know and very outgoing, but I have had toxic body image issues my whole life from teenage years up until now. And what I've learned is the confidence and outgoingness was still a type of mask because I was never fully accepting of my body. More so when I was in my, skinny phase, then I would be a bit more, I'd be a bit more expressed, I'd be a bit more comfortable in my skin. But it still didn't come from true acceptance. I was still worried about what people were thinking about my body subconsciously because for years, for decades, I was putting this self-hate, this self-talk into my body, into my subconscious mind, that I'm not safe in my body. So I also want you to understand that having body image issues doesn't actually necessarily change your personality. I was still coming across as outgoing and confident, but it wasn't still a true expression of myself. It was still just another mask I put on. The mask was, I'm confident even if I'm fat or even if I feel gross. It's not really about, I never really accepted my body. And I didn't really accept my body till recently. And the reason I accepted my body is because I now understand how powerful our bodies are, how amazing our bodies are. And do you know what? All of the shit that I've put my body through in terms of yo-yo dieting, losing weight, putting on weight, doing the craziest, most ridiculous diets, fad diet, one after the other, then binge eating at different times. Like, my poor body has put up with so much shit, and it is still showing up for me day after day after day after day after day. Like, how beautiful is that? When you actually think about your body from that point of view, how much it does for you. That's so powerful. It's like a puppy dog. You can do whatever you want to your body and it still comes back and still shows up. Yeah, okay, might get a bit groggy from here and there, but a bit of low energy or a bit of this or a bit of that. But if you think about it just in this instance of body image and how you've treated your body, it still shows up for you day after day after day. And there is something beautiful about that. So, until you fully accept your body for what it is, for whatever state you're in, and fully love it, only then can you cut through the masks that you've put on. Stop hiding. Because it doesn't matter. Your body image, your body weight actually doesn't impact your personality in reality. It's a story we've made up. It's programming that we've inputted ourselves based on the perpetual thoughts and feelings that we've had and self-talk that we've done over time. But really, very rare that any of your friends or family would give any thought whatsoever to your weight and to your body. And if they do, that is actually a projection of their own body image issues that they're projecting onto you. And it actually has nothing to do with you. And the most beautiful part is that when you have full 100% acceptance of yourself and your body, you will recognize when other people are putting their projections on you, and it will not impact you. This is powerful stuff, guys. It's really amazing, because when you shift your mindset and shift these beliefs and shift these patterns that you've had for however long, then you're able to see it for what it really is, a load of bullshit. And it's actually free to stop hating on your body, because you've created this toxic relationship with your body. And through different thoughts and feelings and shining the light on and calling BS on the bits that are so not true, that's when you can just reframe the story, put in new beliefs, put in new programming that you have 100% acceptance of your body, that you love your body no matter what. And in fact, when you do this, all of the other stuff and masks and layers just fall away, because it doesn't matter. You can want to look a certain way, and that is absolutely fine. You can have a goal to get there. That is absolutely fine. But if you're coming from a place of self-hate and feeling gross and like desperate to get out of where you are now, that shift in getting from, point A to point B of where you want to be is so much harder. It's forcing it. But when you have true acceptance of yourself and you are whole from that perspective, you're just calling it in, and you're working towards a goal. Just like if you had a goal towards something else, you take the pressure off it. And the reason why it impacts us from being who we truly are and being fully empowered as women is because if you think of yourself as a complete circle, but then you have a chunk missing out of that circle because of self-hate towards your body or body image issues, whatever that might look like for you specifically, no matter what weight you are, then your circle's no longer whole. It's got a chunk missing out of it. And until you have 100% acceptance of your body at this point in time, or at any given point in time, then you're always going to have that missing piece. Because with acceptance, that's when the piece gets restored into that circle and you can be whole again. And trust me, when you are whole again and you're not looking for external things to validate you, your whole life changes. And on another note, I want you to really think about, if this is making you feel a bit uncomfortable, I want you to really think about for yourself, firstly, your relationship with your body. Has it been a love-hate relationship? Do you only love yourself if you're your goal weight? When you are your goal weight, do you still have body image issues? Oh, I wish just this thing was, I love the rest of me, but this one thing, my thighs are still not quite where I want them to be, whatever it might be for you. If you actually look back on your own history and be truly honest with yourself to see how your relationship is with your body and how it has been. And then you decide, you make the conscious choice if you want to continue this toxic relationship or not. Think about what this toxic relationship with your own body has actually given you. Because for me, it gave me hate of myself. It gave me a feeling of being uncomfortable. It gave me a sense of feeling embarrassed and shameful about who I was. I had to buy clothes that hid my body. It changed my personality. Even though I was still confident and outgoing, I still wasn't fully expressed, or I had to think about how I was going to, like, I really had to think about how I was presenting myself through the filter of what I looked like from my body, instead of just saying a story or being confident to speak up. I would still do those things, but it would be like through the filter of me feeling fat or being fat. It actually gave me not one positive thing. Not one. Not one. And it has been a very long time. And what a waste of time. What a waste of energy. What a waste of hating on myself. Like, how hurtful that must be to myself. And for what? For nothing. It seems a little bit silly that I did that for so many years of my life. I put such value on my weight, which meant when I wasn't at this perfect weight, which when I was at that weight, I still wasn't fully happy. Which means every time I wasn't at this magical weight that I just made up as that's my goal weight, that's my magic weight, whenever I wasn't there, I was unhappy. And I was unhappy with myself. And it is a filter I lived through my whole life, my whole adult life. What a waste. So if you do review your own relationship, you might just know already, yeah, that rings true for you. You don't actually have to sit down and do anything. Just, if you know it's true for you, you don't have to go through the ins and outs of it. But think about, what does that given you? And then now you can make the conscious choice. Because I'll tell you what, no one gives a shit about how you look. If they're friends with you and they're spending time with you, what they care about is who you are as a person, and honestly, how you make them feel. Because as human connection, it is a give and take in a relationship. So it's not about what you look like. It's about who you are. And you can't truly be who you are until you have 100% acceptance of your body. Because remember, when you don't have full acceptance of your body, there's a chunk missing out of your circle of who you are. You're not complete. You're not whole. Because you have this part of you that you dislike or you don't want and you reject. And that's not healthy. And it's not healthy for your mind, and it's not healthy for your body. And it's not healthy for your energy. And it's specifically not healthy for your soul. So you can make the conscious choice to stop hating on your body, to stop having issues with your body. And yes, it is that simple. We make it complicated. It does not need to be. And you can even say things, different goals, to reprogram your subconscious mind if you are finding it difficult for this. So there are different ways to do this. My favorite one is literally a statement that you can say. It's not an affirmation. It's reframing a belief. It's almost like creating a new neural pathway in your brain. So it would be something, it's a two-part statement. So the first part of the statement is called a letting go statement. So you're letting go of something. And then the next part of the statement is what you're going to be doing instead. So for example, mine might be, I let go of the self-hate and the shame around my body. Or I let go of the toxic relationship I have with my body. and my body image and my weight. So that would be the first part. And then the second part is, and I'm free to have 100% acceptance and love for my body, no matter what weight I am, for example. So the idea is that the second half is positive. Okay, so you wouldn't want to say, I let go of self-hate towards my body and I'm free to not be fat, for example, because that is negative. It's not about acceptance. It's not about loving yourself. And if anything, that is just another negative self-talk or a negative self-hate. Remember, this isn't about getting you to your goal weight in this particular moment. It's about reframing how you feel about your body at any time. You can still have those goals. It's not about letting go of the goal weight or what is, how you're going to feel comfortable in your body. It's just about how you can accept your body in this very moment, because you are beautiful and amazing just the way you are. And I know that's a cliche line, but it's true, because when you are whole and complete, your body and how you look becomes less important anyway, because it doesn't matter to anyone but you. And the more you do your self-talk that's negative, and the more you hate on yourself, the more you're going to spiral down, and it's going to be harder anyway to get to that goal weight, because you feel like you're missing something. And when you're missing something, it's a force. It's like an uphill battle pushing a rock up a hill to get to where you want to go. And when you have full acceptance of your body, you're just calling it in. Okay, cool. I love myself how I am. I have full acceptance of my current weight. But yeah, I'd love to be this weight. All right, cool. Let's do it. There's no pressure. There's no baggage. It's just something you want to do. So you do it. It doesn't mean anything about you. When we add meaning around it, that's when it gets so heavy and we just get stuck in the shit. It's really, really powerful. The other thing you can do is you can do other things where you can look in the mirror whilst, naked, or bra and undies or whatever suits you, or when you're wearing an outfit that you feel gross in, and just truly look at yourself. Just look at yourself and take the time, take a few minutes and look at yourself. Let all of those thoughts run through your head. You can even say them out loud. You're gross, you look disgusting, you're fat. Or you might, and interesting the language you use, you might say, looking at yourself, you're to those things. You're fat, you're gross, and you're separating yourself from your own body in that instance. Or you might be like, oh, I'm so fat, I look gross. So interesting to pick up the language, what you use when you do your self-hatred and self-negative talk around your body, because that's another form of separating yourself from your body if you're using words like you. So bring it back to your personal thoughts. So let everything happen. Let it all come out. You might start saying, you're gross, you're fat, you're ugly, you look disgusting in this outfit. Oh my gosh. Let it all come out. And when you think it's complete, say, what else can I say about myself? Let more come out. It'll flood out of you. Then when you have a pause and you feel like you're complete, say again, what else don't I like about myself? Let it all come out. Once you do, you'll get to a point where you have nothing left to say about yourself that's negative. And that is shining the light on it. And then I want you to wait and still look. And then I want you to see the positives in your body. Because once that story is neutralized, once all that baggage and the self-hatred and all the programming is come out and come into your consciousness and allowed to come out of your mouth without judgment, just let it come out from curiosity. Just let everything in there come out. And then you can really see, do I truly believe that about myself? Actually, my body's pretty amazing. And it might not be about your physical appearance, but it could be about something else. It could be about your skin, or it could be about your shape. When you finally look at it with fresh eyes, you might love the shape of your body. Whatever it might be, there's positives in your body, and If you're not seeing them, then say to yourself after this exercise at this point, show me something that is beautiful about my body. Say it to yourself and you'll get a thought. You'll be drawn to something. It is powerful. We are all beautiful. And your subconscious mind knows that. And when you're connecting to this part of yourself, your brain will help you see these beautiful parts about yourself. And every step gets you closer to 100% acceptance of your body. And this isn't about lying to yourself either to get acceptance. No, no, no. We're not going to fake it till we make it. It is about neutralizing all of the beliefs and the patterns and the coding that we ourselves have inputted into our own brains over time, plus other external factors like media and things like that. I totally get it, social norms. But the first step of total acceptance is accepting yourself, and the hardest critic of ourselves is ourselves. So if you really focus on your own self-talk and your own way of doing it, so powerful. And you're bearing your own masks. You're pulling back your own mask. The one in front of the mirror is very powerful for you to see what's actually in your programming, in your pattern. And once it's out, it doesn't have to be neutralized forever. You might want to do that exercise every day until it really sinks in. And it's not going to take you as long every day as it might do the first time. But if you think about how long these programs have been running for, then you understand that it might take a little bit more time to shift, but it is 100% worth it. If you want to be whole, if you want to be complete, if you want to walk out into a room and be your complete self unmasked, then it's worth the time and the little bit of effort to do. And you will often flick back and forth. It's not like, in the Matrix, you take a pill and you're out for good. No, this is a two-way relationship with your body. And like any relationship, even if it was with an external person, there's going to be ups and downs, right? But if you're aware of it, and if you're always coming and trying to come from a place of 100% acceptance and support and love, then you're going to have a much healthier relationship with your body. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but it will be a hell of a lot better than having body image issues 100% of the time. And to be honest, it's been extremely freeing for me. After so many years of having a toxic relationship with my body, I now can say I have 100% acceptance of my body. Do I love my weight right now? No, but I love myself and I love my body anyway. And that's the reframe. That is the power and that is the magic. And it's available to all of us, because I promise you, hating yourself is pointless. And I really encourage you to do the exercise to see what your toxic relationship with your body has truly given you over the years, because I couldn't find one positive thing. And I'd love for you to write in the comments your experience if you do some of these exercises, whether it's a letting go statement or if it's standing in front of the mirror and getting all of this hate talk and programming out, and how you felt afterwards and what you found beautiful about yourself. I'd love for you to share in the comments. And I am so excited for you to be on this journey, even if it's just through this one episode and you don't listen to any other episodes in the future. I want you to know that your relationship with your body can change your life, and it can make you have 100% acceptance of who you are and your body, the body that you're in, the only body that you're going to have in this life. And that gives you so much completeness and empowerment. And that is what I want for this channel on Bare and Complete, to have 100% acceptance and empowerment for women. Thank you so much for joining me on this first episode. I would love to hear from you, and remember to subscribe if you want to see our next topics coming up. Much love. Subscribe to the channel. This is Lauren Fairchild, Bare and Complete, 100% acceptance and empowerment for women.